Oh, well, I can always edit that part out. So what's going on? This is the first episode of the Super Banana Bros podcast. We're going to first be discussing about who we believe, well, if the playoffs started today without the lockout, what we could change, or what the playoffs would be like, and we're going to talk about who will be winning the awards. So we're going to start with the standings first. So, in the first round would probably be the Bucks versus the Magic, the Raptors versus the Nets, the Celtics versus 76ers. I should probably use this on my mouse, probably easier for everyone to see. And the Heat and the Pacers. I wish there was a way I can get like a bracket.
Yeah, nah. Well, yeah. I'll just give you my Eastern Conference final champion. And I'll tell you who they're going to beat. 76ers are going to beat the Bucks. If they start the playoffs tomorrow.
No, they would be playing the Celtics.
I understand. That'd be their warm up to the Bucks.
I guess, but I don't see the Celtics losing the 76ers with Ben Simmons who can't even shoot.
Are you saying that the Celtics are going to give them
Bucks
a better run?
I'm saying Kemba Walker's a difference maker. You got someone who isn't going to have issues like Mr. Kyrie Irving had with the Celtics. Brad Stevens knows what he's doing. Kemba Walker is the guy who lead that team with a young Jaylen Brown. And you know what? If they wanted to, and I know it's a big hypothetical, Taco Fall's still in their G League. Just saying.
Right.
So you really can't rule them out. And if they do win, it's got to be in a 7-game series. But I don't think Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons have enough. They have Al Horford, but I still don't think it's enough.
I think Al Horford was the worst deal.
Oh, by far.
Worst deal ever.
Oh, by far. The worst deal.
The Harris deal probably isn't the best either, but to be honest, the Horford deal is not working. And but it's a process.
It is a process.
That
is the 76ers model. It is a process.
You got to believe in the process. And I believe in the process, and I believe they could beat the Bucks if they're playing 100% Mamba mentality.
So how about I actually have you pick the Eastern Conference and I'll pick the Western Conference?
Realistically.
So let's go break it down. Let's break it down 1 and 8. So you got the Bucks and Magic. What would you say it can come out to be?
I'd say Bucks and 5.
Bucks and 5. So you're giving the Magic 1?
Yeah, I'll give them a chance to sneak one out.
All right.
I'm not. Bucks are probably gonna sweep them, but
the Bucks do have a chance to sweep them. But the way Jonathan Isaac's playing, Markelle Fultz has actually proven to actually be a pretty decent player. Also, also can't count.
They just got Victor Oladipo back and everything. Yeah, that's right.
Oladipo doesn't play for him.
We can edit that out.
No. All right. So you got the Raptors versus the Nets, and this is without KD.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think Kyrie's actually out as well.
Yeah. Well, if we're saying, what are you saying? Are you saying like if they started the playoffs today?
Yeah.
You don't think KD can play today?
I don't think that he wants to come back. I think he wants to come back next year fully healthy, 100%. Also, I think Kyrie already said he's out for the rest of the year, and I think he wants to do the same. I think it'd be smart for them as a business decision.
So they're definitely going to get beat by the Raptors anyway.
Oh, the Raptors are going to smoke them.
Yeah.
So I'm actually, if it was up to me, I'd say 4-0 Raptors.
Yeah. And then you got the 76ers against the Celtics.
And we just talked about that.
And you think that the Celtics would beat them?
I think the Celtics would beat them, yeah.
6?
Yeah. I think if it goes to a 7, and being that it's going to be in Boston, you got to give it to the home team.
I think the Sixers would beat them in 6, honestly.
If 6, that's the only way they could be in. They'd have to beat them in 6. If they take it to 7 to Boston, Boston's going to murder them.
Yeah.
And then you got your last matchup, which is probably the one that's probably the most eye-appealing to me.
This is the one with Victor Oladipo.
This one's the one with Victor Oladipo. This is where you got it mixed up. I mean, he did play for You know, the Magic, like a couple of years, he played
That
with
was a long
Thunder
time.
before then.
Yep.
No, we're not done. It's staying.
The Heat are on we're on a roll before,
Bam Mondambia,
yeah.
I can't say his name
before
properly.
the lockdown.
They still have Tyler Hero, and I believe he's come off the bench.
I mean, he's still like developing.
I think he's actually going to be nice.
Years.
I think he's going to be good.
But no, that Heat team is it's like it's kind of like it's got a bunch of role players and a couple key like good superstars. You got Jimmy, and then you got fucking
Bam.
Yeah.
They do have a good piece. The Pacers, I feel like inexperience is going to kick in. They got Sabonis. He's okay, but the thing is, can you believe him in the playoffs?
So
especially going against Bam. Bam, I think is going to have his way with him. And then you also got Victor Oladipo come back. Other than that, I don't really see too much of a threat coming from the Pacers. That could be me underestimating them a little bit and just knowing that the Heat are solid because they also have Iguodala. And playoff Iguodala is probably the better Iguodala you're going to get out of any Iguodala in all of the NBA.
He tends to just make it through the regular season.
So you want
supporting role.
So you want to do round by round? I can do my first round. You can do your first round.
Oh yeah, we can do that. So your prediction?
Yeah, let's go here. All right. So I'll do first seed first. We got the Lakers against the Grizzlies. It's kind of weird to me to say that the Grizzlies are in the playoffs, but with Brandon Clark, John Morant, and they also have Valanciunas, they could probably make a 6-game series, but they're ultimately going to lose to the Lakers in 6. And then you have the Clippers against the Mavericks. This is probably the game that I hate the most.
Because
I actually, this is why I wanted them to be extended a little bit, because I believe that the Mavericks can make a jump up past the Rockets possibly. But based on this right here, I have to say Clippers in 7, Kawhi Leonard's a cyborg. Especially if he can stay healthy, Paul George stays healthy. Montrezl Harrell's a beast down there in low. He's like, we're going to get to it later, but he's kind of like Dennis Rodman in a sense, the way he comes down with his boards. He just has like that fearful, guy. Also, they have Patrick Beverly, who's also like Dennis Rodman with the way he just attacks people. And he doesn't give a fuck. Like, he's coming right at you with full intensity, all defense. And if you're going to beat him, he wants you to beat him at his best. You got to respect Patrick Beverly. Shout out Patrick Beverly.
So then you had Rockets versus Nuggets.
This one's kind of tough because it's whether or not James Harden wants to show up or not in the first round. You got to think there's no Chris Paul.
It's small ball. It's small ball.
It is a lot of small ball.
Houston small ball.
But is it good enough? Is it good enough to beat the Joker though? I gotta say the Nuggets in 5.
In 5.
I'm saying Nuggets in 5. Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, Jokic.
They're clicking.
Michael Porter Jr.
I thought last year they were gonna put up more of a fight. Honestly.
Yes, and I think they got who's their coach right now? Mike Malone, I believe. I can't don't confirm it for me. I can't say 100%. Can I look on this thing?
They got. Come on now, we're making predictions.
No, I guess it's not going to show me. I just think the Nuggets just have it. And then they got
the depth.
They got the Thunder versus the Jazz. Now this one's tough because realistically, 2 of these guys already are out with coronavirus. So it's kind of weird. So now you're basically taking this, and now should I subtract Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, or should I go through with them being fully healthy? I believe they're fine now. I think. I just don't know how I should probably go about that. Because if so, I think the Jazz can beat them in 6. But without Rudy Gobert, I actually think the Thunder can beat them in 4. I think they're going to sweep them.
Let's say you have your full roster.
If it's a full roster, the Jazz are taking it in 6.
Is this kind of like young versus old, Chris Paul versus?
Yeah, for sure. Also, I mean, it's Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert showing that they belong. Because if you think about the Western Conference, especially with the Jazz, they had those big guys in John Stockton and Karl Malone. So they need to show that they're worthy of getting past not just the first round, but to the Western Conference Finals with who they believe are the next John Stockton and Karl Malone. But it's a little bit of a stretch for Donovan Mitchell being compared to John Stockton, but it's just the prestige of the Utah Jazz is what I'm going with here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Donovan Mitchell is he's just a general, to say the least. You know.
I just can't believe the Trailblazers didn't happen this weekend. They're at 8. That's kind of wild to me.
Well, like, let's say they give them like 15 games, because obviously, like, there's the Rockets are they're 40-27, and the Mavericks are 40-27.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah, 40-24.
If they get an extra 15 games, I honestly think the Mavericks can jump up to 5 or 4, or they can even take the lead. I honestly believe that that's. Then you also think. Now, based on these standings, I believe aren't like the first 3 are they like division leaders? So this is just off these standings we're looking at now. Is what we're going off of. So this call can be subject to change, but this is.
This is their win-loss, right? But if Greg was making this ranking system, Greg would have the Mavericks at number 1.
Yes,
so
I would actually. No, maybe not 1, but definitely 2. Clippers 1, Lakers 3.
Wow.
So we'll go to who your second round. So who was it? It was the Bucks against the
Bucks
76ers?
Yeah, they would be against the 76ers. Right, yeah. Or would they be against the Pacers, right?
I wish I had the playoff standings thing.
Yeah, because they would the Bucks would get the lesser seed, right?
Yes, that's true. So yeah, but it'd be the 76ers because you had the 76ers winning.
No, the 76ers, if the 76ers won, they'd play the winners of the Raptors and the Nuts.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God, so we're going Bucks against the Pacers here.
Oh,
or no, Bucks against the Heat, rather. No, because you picked... Oh, I picked the Heat to win. Did you pick this game?
No, you didn't pick. You didn't let me pick.
Oh,
you're like, oh, let you pick the East. And then you're like, oh, let me just pick them all because, you know. And then
I just want to make the case for the Heat. I'm sorry. Go ahead with your prediction, then you can go with...
I think the Bucks would sweep them. Bucks would definitely in the second round. They're feeling themselves. You know, everyone's clicking together, and they're sweeping people at this point. You know, they're just laying down pipe. You know, and then in the next round, it's the rematch of the semifinals last year with the 76ers against the Raptors.
Yes.
Where you see the exact opposite happen. You see the 76ers win. I don't have no clue in what games, hopefully 4, because they need a rest after that last series.
So you're just basing this pick strictly off emotion?
No, I just don't think the Raptors have,
Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, Kyle Lowry.
They pretty much have the same team, right?
Basically, it's minus Kawhi.
Oh, yeah, Kawhi, the game-winning shot, right?
I'm just saying, Pascal.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Most improved player.
Most underrated player.
Pascal Siakam.
Kawhi Leonard has been the most underrated player
now.
in years.
Well, now he's
Pascal
Siakam
is great. Yeah,
now
Kawhi's getting his dues now.
Yep.
But they don't have him this year.
They don't.
And they barely beat them last year with him. With the guy that took them to the dance and won.
So who's your next round then? It's 76ers versus
the Bucks after that?
No. Oh, I guess that would be it then, right?
Yeah, because I'm taking the 76ers beating the Raptors, right?
That's just my idiocy.
Yep.
So we're going to go with my next game, which would be the Lakers versus the...
They would take on what? They would get the Jazz and the Thunder. The winner of the Jazz and the Thunder.
They get the Jazz.
So
Lakers against Jazz, that's I think that's an easy 4-piece for LeBron. 4-0. LeBron's probably going to average a double-double. AD's probably going to put up 30 a night. Probably have 3 blocks. Rudy Gobert is going to give him a difficult time there, but I think LeBron James is going to be able to isolate Rudy Gobert.
I think they would have to do a little more three-point shooting, a little more. They're not.
Well, that's what the Lakers have been lacking all season was 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they're really going to put the faith in Alex Caruso.
Well, they better been in the gym right now shooting. You weren't with me in the gym? All right, so what's your next pick?
So I believe it would be
And that would
Clippers and Nuggets, right?
Yeah, it would be Clippers and Nuggets.
Clippers and Nuggets. Clippers are probably going to win this game in 6.
I just can't believe you picked the Nuggets to beat the Rockets.
Yes,
I
don't think small ball is going to do it against the Nuggets.
I agree with you, but that is just crazy.
It's just what I believe. I don't believe that the Rockets are good enough. I don't.
Look at the beard, and you tell him that to his beard.
I would not, because I respect him. I think he's a very good player. I believe the small ball method is not for him. We got doggy interference.
All right.
But I think that's a pretty decent Western Conference right there.
So then you had the Clippers against the Nuggets, and you're picking the Clippers?
I'm taking the Clippers in 6. I believe Jokic is going to provide a problem, but then Doc Rivers is going to provide a plan to neutralize him.
Is Kawhi taking 80 days off?
No, Kawhi Leonard refuses to take days off. It's playoff time, baby.
Playoff time.
He wants chips.
Well, we're back in the Eastern Conference.
So it looks like you're putting the Bucks against the 76ers, I think?
Yeah, I think I am. I think those are the two to go at it.
All right, so how unrealistic is your Eastern Conference going to be here?
I think it's pretty realistic. Like we said, let's say that they gave these guys 15 games to end the season and then start. Even if they started the playoffs now, or they started in 15 games, I think the 76ers have the path to the conference finals.
I want to say this Eastern Conference has been very biased.
Yes.
Because of all pure emotion.
But here's the thing. I do think that the Celtics have a chance to beat the 76ers if they don't have their shit together. But right now they're together in the gym, shooting. They were with you in the gym.
The Bucks make it to the NBA Finals.
Yeah. Greg for taking my prediction. Yes, the Bucks beat them, and they take it in 6. Yes. The Bucks. Giannis is unstoppable. What do you want me to do?
I thought you were just basically.
No. Giannis is the second coming of Jesus.
Wow. Not just a Greek freak on the court, but a Greek freak in the sheets.
All right, so here you say Clippers and Lakers. Greg.
I have to go with the killer Kawhi Leonard here. It's going to be a 7-game series. What's going to be weird because it's basically both.
You said I was making decisions off emotions. You hate the Lakers.
I do not hate. I can't. I can say I truthfully don't care for the Lakers. But I also see the killer that is Kawhi Leonard.
Emotions.
I feel like you
just because you took the Mavericks out early does not mean shit to me, Greg. It does not mean shit to me.
You know
that you're now like.
First off, whoever won that game between the Clippers and the Mavericks was probably going to win the finals anyway. Even if Luka Doncic was in this situation, I think some way somehow they would figure out a way to stop the Lakers.
All right,
because you're getting. At least 7 games out of Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis showing people why they are the best European people in the NBA.
What's the stat line of PG-13 in that series? Average.
I think he's going to average at least 20. I think he's going to get 6 assists, but I think he's mostly going to be involved on the defensive side.
How do you give him 6 assists then? Why wouldn't he have like 6 rebounds instead? Wouldn't that be more realistic?
You're right. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
All right.
So you believe... So let's look at the stats now of who would get rewards.
Oh, so you want to do that before we go to the NBA Finals here?
Yeah, this isn't how they do it?
Yeah, we can do. No, I'm down for that.
Is that how they do it?
I'm totally cool with that. So we'll start with should we do MVP last?
Let's try to say MVP. So let's try for Coach of the Year. Coach of the Year, obviously. Who would have the best record? Probably. Oh, that's actually. Who do you think? If they had 15 more games, or if they stopped now, let's give your opinion on if they stop now, who would have the coach.
Do they have the coaches on here?
They probably don't. So, Coach of the Year.
Well, the thing is I think these are. There we go.
Coach of the Year would probably, obviously, Milwaukee's coach. Sorry, I'm not going to try and pronounce your name.
Mike Budenholzer?
Yeah, I was gonna.
You can't say that?
Not the last name. I wasn't gonna try to pronounce that. Mike Bud. I'll give him that.
Mike Bud.
Mike got some bud.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with that.
Budholzer.
He's
holzering some bud.
You know what? I was gonna go agree with you on Mike Budenholzer, but now I'm actually gonna make a case for Nick Nurse, a man who is basically gonna finish the league. I think we've seen a third in the Eastern Conference, second in the Eastern Conference, and that's without the star player Kawhi Leonard. I think he won it last year. I think he wins it again this year. I mean, if you look at even the stat lines right there. Is this the regular season?
I mean, it's pretty close.
I think this is all time, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
but look at the guy. This is all time. Last year, he had a really good year, but even he still hasn't even had 50 losses yet. And that's also granted not even having the rest of this year due to coronavirus.
Bring up the standings again.
These?
Yeah. So, they have 53 and 12. What's the Western? Yeah, so obviously...
Well, Eastern Conference.
Bud.
We can both agree that the Eastern Conference has always been the weaker conference between the two of them.
Right, but who has the most? Who's going to end up with the most wins? Usually gets the Coach of the Year.
Usually, yes. Okay. It doesn't go down to people who really deserve it. It goes down to who wins it the most.
So, what's your next one? Defensive Player of the Year.
Let me take a look here. We actually will go Defensive Player of the Year.
Yes, Defensive Player.
I like Defensive Player of the Year.
So, who has the most rebounds so far this year?
So we'll go rebound. We'll look at all the defensive categories here. As far as defensive rebounds, we got Giannis or Gobert, Whiteside as well. So honestly, I feel like you're gonna get Giannis may have the most, but I feel like as NBA people usually do, they'll give it to Rudy Gobert.
Let's go to steals.
There's total rebounds. I actually like that better than just looking at single.
Yeah, I like Andre Drummond actually because look at his offensive rebounds.
And for defense though, because in my case right now is for Hassan Whiteside.
Look at Andre Drummond's steals.
But where's his blocks?
Blocks are pretty low.
93 blocks this season.
Not breaking. Not breaking 100. Where's Who's competing with him? You're saying Rudy Gobert?
Honestly, I want to take Hassan Whiteside at this point because he's leading the league in all total rebounds.
I'm making my decision for Andre Drummond.
I don't see him in steals, but I don't think that's what they need him to do in Portland.
I think it's just amazing that Andre Drummond has the second most steals for his size.
That is remarkable.
That is very remarkable. You have to give him and he's leading offensive rebounds. Go back up to offensive rebounds. Leading offensive rebounds.
But hold on, Hassan Whiteside's right behind him. I'm taking Hassan Whiteside just to be different than you. Not only do I feel as if I'm actually getting a better defensive player.
Hassan is in front of him on defensive rebounds there by 9.
If you take the two of them together, Hassan Whiteside's still
11.
Beating him.
I'm retarded.
Still beating him. We did Coach of the Year. Oh, Sixth Man of the Year.
Sixth Man of the Year.
So Sixth Man of the Year would be kind of hard to do judging, but I think that one is Lou Williams decisively.
Yeah, I mean, who? I don't know who's coming off the bench that is a household name.
Most improved.
That's a difficult one to give out every year. We'll
look at. Let's look at. Let me excuse my bad scrolling abilities here. Just try to
Harrell. Harrell's.
Montrezl Harrell.
I feel like he could win that.
I'm actually gonna go with Zach LaVine from the Chicago Bulls. I feel like there's something brewing down there. I am a little bit biased to an extent just because that's the first NBA game I've been to was the Chicago Bulls game against the Wizards. I did get to see Zach LaVine play, which was awesome. He's also having a really good season.
I didn't know this before I said Montrezl Harrell, but he is right behind Kawhi Leonard in field goals.
Yeah, he's a beast. But I mean, I'm trying to. Like I said, for this list, it's kind of hard to see it. But like Zach LaVine field goals missed. I mean, I don't know why that's even up there.
That's not a good
3-point
stat
attempts
to support you there.
I think he's been shooting better at the three. Look, 184 field goals made. I mean, he's got more than Luka, which is impressive. Luka's got 156. I don't know. That's what I'm going with.
That's a hard one because
you got to think of someone who like compared to last year, who you feel is a little bit better.
But like, how many? Montrezl Harrell has always been compared to a poor man's LeBron, and this year, the Clippers, I think he's made such an improvement.
So for most improved, this is my argument. He's averaging about 25 points a game, 4 assists, 5 rebounds, shooting 45%. I mean, I feel like that's not bad for a guard coming from a team that's really not playing very well and going with a younger nucleus. I feel like he's going to be a hot commodity, and he's also 6'6", which is nice. And also, 2-time slam dunk champion. Do you want to look at Montreal standings?
Yeah. Thanks for bringing it up.
Do that.
Yeah.
So Montrezl Harrell's looking at about 18.6 with about 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 58% from the field goal. But it's really just how he plays on the field that shows that he's improved.
Right.
His statistics don't show. And that's how a lot of my picks are going to be too, just by not really statistics, but more so how I perceive them on the court and how they play. Stats mean an extent, you know?
Yeah, what he brings to that team this year is what's going to get them to the finals. Conference or NBA, whatever you believe.
Oh, well, you know what? We don't need to do that because I just thought about it.
Who's Rookie of the Year?
So Rookie of the Year. There's really only 2 candidates.
And it's not who you want it to be.
What do you mean?
It's not the rookie you want to win.
Well, the rookie I want to win is going to win.
Okay.
Who is your Rookie of the Year, Ian?
Your prediction first.
I will actually defer.
Zion Williams.
I knew it was coming. Why is Zion Williamson, Ian?
Because he's so young and so talented, and in the few games he has played, he's been unstoppable.
Zion Williamson. This is my knock on Zion Williamson. First off,
that he does not do what you want in 2K. Is that what your knock on him?
That is not it at all. But part of it, yes. So we're going to look it up there. I'll look at the ESPN standings. God bless him.
Ooh, 23 points a game.
I just want to see how many games played. That's where it gets me. Statistics.
Games played 19.
19. That's cute.
Okay, what's your pick, Greg?
This.
No free ads. Unless you're Barstool Sports, then you get all the free ads you want.
Ja Morant. Ja knew you were
17.6. But also, he's played 59 games. 59 games.
Okay.
Also took a team to the 8th seed, and they weren't even thinking about even being a playoff team. My Rookie of the Year, decisively, one of my favorite people to use on 2K, Ja Morant.
All right. We'll see.
The thing is, I mean, you can't deny his numbers and just the what's the word I'm looking for? The value that he brought to his team. That's what I wanted to say. All right, so let's get to the next category. Most improved defense player of the year, Rookie of the Year. So MVP.
That's what I thought. I thought this was it.
So I'm gonna let you go first.
No, I went first last.
Mine needs excellent.
Why do you go last all the time?
Because I'm the older one.
Okay. Obviously, I'm gonna pick Giannis because he's a beast and he leads the league in field goals made, and he does everything on the court.
29.6 points a game, about 30 points a game.
He does everything besides passing.
14 rebounds, 6 assists. 45,
I guess he does
55%.
assist.
I mean, he is literally what he is named to be, a Greek freak.
Positions, power forward, point guard, small forward.
He can play it all.
All of it.
He can play it all. He is probably one of the more dominant players and will more than likely be a 3-time MVP winner.
Imagine if he grew up in Chicago.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I mean, we're not from Chicago, but I could definitely see that.
Yeah, but like the basketball, like or New York or something, or LA.
So, my pick
Who's James?
is basically going to be on emotion.
Oh, don't do that.
It's basically emotion. Also has everything to do with the fact that this guy is doing electric stuff on the court day in and day out. It is Luka Doncic. My favorite player in the NBA. The best player in the NBA. He's going to be better than LeBron. He's going to be better than Kawhi. He's going to be better than Anthony Davis. And Kristaps Porzingis is only going to elevate him to a higher caliber. Also playing for one of my favorite owners, Mark Cuban. Also from Upper St. Clair, or Mount Lebanon, actually. I'm sorry.
Greg, are you saying that this is the white Michael Jordan?
I'm saying is if you took a white Michael Jordan and mixed them with a white LeBron James and put them both together and made him from Pennsylvania.
Shorter. They would make someone shorter.
Yes, he's not really that much short. If you think about LeBron James, 6'8", and Michael Jordan 6'6", and what is Luka Doncic seeing? Dun, 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 dun. He is 6'7".
6'7", yeah.
And he's only 20. He's the reason why if the playoffs were to start today, we go back to my prediction, why Luka Doncic is definitely going to be that guy to probably 4-7.
That's insane. All right, well, now that Greg has no credibility, let's move on to our next topic.
So, we'll see. That is all the rest of it. So we were going to be going to the NBA Finals.
Oh yes, that's right. We didn't make our predictions.
We didn't. We saved this. We did the awards first. So we'll talk about it. Let's do it. Bucks versus Clippers. So you're going to have a little bit of rematch here. You're going to have Kawhi Leonard versus Giannis, a rematch of the Eastern Conference Finals. What do you see different than what you seen last year?
What I see different this year is Kawhi crying on his way back to the locker room.
Kawhi's going to cry.
Kawhi's crying. Paul George is gonna cry, and then join him next year. They're like, I'm gonna be a Buck. I want to be a Buck.
So he's saying he's gonna push so hard to be in California, and then all of a sudden he's gonna be like, yeah, you know what? Maybe Milwaukee's the place for me.
Some people like it a little chilly.
I think Kawhi Leonard disagrees, and I believe that this is actually going to be probably one of the better NBA Finals we've seen. Also because it's not LeBron.
I understand what you're saying, Greg, but we've had some of the best NBA Finals
we have
in the last few years.
I didn't really enjoy last year.
I mean, I'd say, last year's was kind of like, you didn't have you didn't have LeBron, and it kind of felt weird.
A little bit, yeah.
But we're not. If you're saying that we're not going to have LeBron this year, but you're going to have Giannis, that's going to be a little interesting. Because everyone thought Golden State.
Yeah.
With that super team, it was kind of boring. It made the league boring.
Well, the injuries kind of flawed it in a sense, too. Like, I think it would have been a lot more interesting of an NBA Finals if you would have had a full, healthy Golden State team going against Kawhi Leonard, Cyborg having ass. But
no,
I mean, it didn't come out that way. But truthfully, I don't think Kawhi was trying to lose. I think he had something to prove, and he wasn't letting anything stop him from that. Yeah,
absolute dog.
So I actually like this matchup a lot. I wish the Mavericks were a little bit further into the playoff picture, but I'm gonna have to go with probably the Clippers in 7.
Clippers in 7. I say Bucks in 6.
Bucks in 6. You just had to be different. So let's go.
I say the Bucks beat them in 6 in LA.
In LA.
That it would be in LA. They had the better record. They had the better record?
Like I said, the better record, but I don't know if it go by the better record or seats.
They still would have a better seed. They'd be number 1 in the West and the number 2 in the
Either way.
number 2 in the West and number 1 in
Either
the
way.
East.
7. I don't know how that would work, to be honest.
I think I just explained it.
I can't confirm that.